President Trump's CFO of the Trump Organization has pleaded guilty. I don't know exactly to what, but what does that mean for the average American citizen? Hello and welcome to Sweet Home California. My name is Jennifer, and President Trump has often said, they are not after me, meaning President Trump, they are after you, meaning the American people, and he just happens to be in the way. So apparently, they have been after Trump for forever. They are getting all everybody that they can that is all around the Trump orbit. Bannon and Oliver Stone and Oliver Stone. I forgot his name. Last name is Stone. It's not Oliver Stone though. Roger Stone. Roger Stone. Michael Flynn. Alex Jones, Bannon. Now they've raided Mar-a-Lago. Now his CFO. Apparently he's pleading not guilty to some 15 different charges, but he has pled guilty at least to one charge. Expected to serve perhaps 100 days in jail, and is also expected to tell the authorities how the Trump Organization runs. Well, what implications does that have for the rest of us? The IRS tax code is thousands and thousands of pages. There is no way that any one individual knows everything that is in that tax code. I just think it's humanly impossible. It's like these big mega bills that get passed without anybody reading them. They're 2,000 pages long. You've got no idea. And so then you have this whole other industry of not only do you have the people who are writing the laws, but then you've got to hire lawyers to interpret the laws. And it's just a very scary situation, because it basically enforcement of the law depends on who you are and what they feel about you and who it is that is investigating you and trying to find something that they can trip you up with. President Trump is a smart guy. I don't believe that he would intentionally condone breaking something as simple as tax code. Simple. Thousands of pages worth of code. It would be very easy to inadvertently trip up on something like that. But when you know that you've got a target on your back, the last thing you want to do is paint that target even bigger so they have a better way of identifying you and targeting you, right? Sean Hannity has often said that when he pays his taxes, he tells his accountants, they're like, oh, well, you can take this deduction, you can take that deduction. And Sean Hannity is like, you know what? They want to come after me and audit me and everything. Pay extra taxes. And billionaire like Trump, that has known for years that he was planning on getting into politics, he's not a dumb guy. I seriously doubt that he would have ever intentionally directed or condoned cutting corners on something like this. But I want to make this into a broader case about the Inflation Reduction Act and the 87,000 additional IRS agents that are going to be carrying guns in auditing you. What does that have to do with us? Well, we don't have lawyers. We don't have the time to read thousands of pages worth of tax code. Many of us are small businesses that we just do the best that we can. I have not done my own taxes for my business because I'm just too scared of not knowing all the ins and outs. So I have an accountant, the same accountant I've used for well over a decade now, and I just trust that he is doing the right thing and knows what's going on. But still, he's human. Things change every year. Is it possible that he missed something? Yeah, it is. But who is going to be ultimately responsible? It's going to be me and my family. It's just, the government's position on this seems to be, all right, well, we're running out of money. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to force the Americans to pay more. We're going to enforce all these thousands of pages worth of IRS rules and regulations, and we're going to do it at the end of a barrel of a gun. I'm going to a meeting tonight in my small town here in Kern County, California. We have one of the lowest sales tax rates in the entire state here, and it's 7.25%. I came from Maryland where it was 6%, and it was a big hullabaloo when we went from 5% to 6%. And I was running a business at the time, and yeah, that extra 1%, it definitely adds up. Well, that's what they're planning on doing here in my small town in Kern County, California. So the base sales tax in California is 7.25%, but they do allow local municipalities and counties to add on to that base 7.25%. But where I am at, it has remained at the 7.25%. Down in Los Angeles County, it's 10.25%. And I think they're looking at even raising that. There are some places that are as high as 10.75, 11%. It's just getting kind of ridiculous. But that's what you have to do to operate here. Well, I had to do a tire change recently. I had a tire blowout on a trailer, and we didn't have time to go looking around or shopping for price or anything. So we went to the closest place available, and we got the tire changed on it. We went to go pay, and he asked me, is that going to be cash or card? And I'm like, is there a difference in price? Because there are places now that are adding a credit card fee of up to 4%. So here's the price, but if you pay with a credit card, we're allowed to charge you up to 4%. So a lot of places are doing that now. So this gentleman said, well, no, there isn't an extra charge, but I have to charge sales tax. Yeah, small business, he's probably, just barely holding on. And in order to try and ingratiate himself in with customers, he is not paying sales tax. He's not recording that. And so then the state, instead of getting their 7.25% or their 10% or 11%, they're getting 0 because he's offering that, and that's under the table. That's what happens when you keep adding more and more and more and more charges. You're going to it's been happening. We already are at that point where a lot of small businesses and individuals are taking that risk on to be like, I can't afford this. We're just going to cut the corners here. But what happens if he gets audited? Is he going to be spending 100 days in jail like the CFO for Trump's organization? Is it going to be even worse? What kind of fines could be involved in that? What would happen if the state, the county, the government, the federal government just decided, you know what, we're just going to simplify everything. We're just going to do 5%, 9%. I think it was Herman Cain that said, let's just do 9%. Tithing is 10% for church. Let's get everything under that price. I think you'd see compliance go up. Part of it is that people just can't afford it. Part of it is they don't understand it. It's just getting ridiculous. So tell me what you think down in the comments below. I appreciate your input. What does this guilty plea mean for Trump's 2024 prospects? And I will talk to you next time. Oh, and I'm going to be going to that meeting. There's going to be a meeting tonight about raising the sales tax here. So we're at 7.25%. But on the ballot, they're going to be proposing that we add an additional 1% sales tax to the 7.25% in order to pay for things that should already be paid for, like police, roads, education. Anyhow, I'm going to that meeting tonight, and I am going to hope to live stream it. So check that out. It's going to be at 7 o'clock Pacific time. That would be 10 Eastern. So anyhow, God bless, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.